And hello and welcome to the Voice of Business podcast here on Business RadioX. We're broadcasting live from the Subaru of Gwinnett studio in the beautiful Sonesta Gwinnett Place Atlanta Hotel. Now, you may be going, what's the Voice of Business podcast? This is the Gwinnett Chamber of Commerce monthly radio show and podcast. And we've gone through a little rebranding, a new name and a new look. But some things never change, and that is that we have great guests. And we have a couple Chairman Club members today. Joining us is McKenzie Lamb from Camp Gladiator and Rene Alegria from Mundo Hispanico. Did I do okay there, Rene?
You did fine.
All
that
right.
was great. Thank you.
Well, we're gonna let you sit back and relax, Rene. We're going to talk to McKenzie all about Camp Gladiator. McKenzie, good afternoon or good morning.
Good morning. How are you doing today?
Doing great.
Good.
Tell us all about Camp Gladiator. Or we're going to rename it Clamp Gladiator after the show.
For sure.
Camp Gladiator. What is it all about? What do you do?
Camp Gladiator. So we are an outdoor adult fitness program. What makes us very unique is that we're all outdoors. So and it's for all fitness levels. So all ages, all fitness levels come out. And it's really neat because you can see a collegiate athlete mixed with a grandma, mixed with someone that needs to lose 50 pounds, all in the same class, encouraging, motivating, working together.
How do you do that, though, if you got people with different levels in the same class? How does that work?
So what works really neat is you have a certified personal trainer. So it's like a personal trainer in a group setting. So you will have a personal trainer walking around the entire time, correcting form, giving modifications. So we can give modifications. So not just if you're like, oh, I'm too old to do this. But what if you have an actual injury? Oh man, my shoulder's hurt. I have, tennis elbow. We're all going to give you a modification for that to make sure that you feel comfortable and you still have chance to succeed in what we're doing. So
first thing you said, what makes you unique is you're outdoors. Obviously, you usually join a gym or a fitness center. You go to a building. You all just meet at a park somewhere?
Yeah.
Your overhead is like awesome. There is none.
So great. So we meet at parks, schools, churches. So parking lots are really great. Parks are great, the grass. But we will literally just meet, like currently, for example, we're going at church, me and my husband. We meet out in the parking lot. Like it's like, hey guys, meet us at the parking lot, and we have a nice table set up and a flag, so you'll know that we're there. But so it's really branded. It looks nice. But we don't have an indoor facility. All the equipment we bring. So literally, we tell people just bring a mat. That's all I need you to do. Just bring a mat, bring some water, maybe a sweat towel, and just show up, and you're gonna have 60 minutes of amazing planned just for you.
What's the kind of reaction you get, McKenzie, when you say, we're outdoors?
It depends on the time of year. But currently, it's actually been interesting. So we've had a little weird thing, right? It's been warmer, but it's been rainy. Right? So we never cancel class. So if it's raining, we're still training. And we will actually have a covered pavilion or a covered awning to where we meet, to where you're not going to have to be in the rain. But the reactions vary. They vary. But once we get people to actually show up, they see what we're all about. They're like, okay, I can do this. I can do this in the cold.
Well, the cold and the rain just makes you tougher.
That's right. It makes you actual gladiators. That's right.
All right. Talk about how you got started.
Okay, so super fun story. Camp Gladiator was started. Our co-CEO, Allie Davidson. So the owners are Allie and Jeff Davidson. We are based out of Texas, Austin, Texas, and she's crazy. I love her. So she is the person that the day of her wedding, her sister's like, do you want to do one more crazy thing before you walk down the aisle? And she's like, let's go. And so they go, and she tries out for American Gladiator. Have y'all ever seen that show? It's a TV show before like the Ninja Warrior, right? It was American Gladiator. And she got on the show. The day of, she was like, oh my gosh, I'm never going to make it back to the church in time. So she put on her veil and ran to the front of the line. They pulled her in. So not only did she get on the show, but she won the entire thing. So really cool. So she took the money that she won from American Gladiator and came up with Camp Gladiator. So it's really neat.
That's how it makes sense.
Yeah.
Very cool. Yeah. Now, I understand that you guys are growing by leaps and bounds. How are you getting the word out about Camp Gladiator?
So what's really neat is we're all independent contractors. Okay, so every trainer is a certified personal trainer, and they also own their own business. So, for example, in Atlanta alone, Atlanta and the metro, we have 35 trainers that have already started 100 locations Atlanta-wide. We got the word out. We are very word of mouth. one of our biggest ways. We like to blanket areas for brand awareness. So every event, every race, every market, everything that's going on, we're going to be there, even if it's just for brand awareness, even if we get no sales, because we really just want people to see our brand so that next time they see it, say via social media, they're like, oh yeah, I saw that locally. I know it's near me. But social media is probably our biggest too. But our number one biggest way is word of mouth, because we get someone to come join us, they ask their friend, and it's a lot easier for their friend to ask them to come than us.
Word of mouth.
That's right.
Well, McKenzie, if you had a little passion for what you do, it would work. But no, you have that. You absolutely have the passion.
Yes.
So that's awesome. Talk about some of the locations in Gwinnett where you've done some of your classes.
Yeah. So currently, we run 10 locations in Gwinnett County. We have some in. It's not technically Johns Creek, but it's right on the edge of Johns Creek, so it's technically Gwinnett still. So we have one in Johns Creek. We run them at Gwinnett Church and actually Swanee Town Center as well. What's really neat is we have a app called Camp Gladiator. You can go on there and see all of the locations that we offer, and we offer unlimited classes. So what's neat is that, say someone works in downtown Atlanta, they can go take their workout clothes with them and drop into a class in Atlanta before coming back home to Gwinnett County. So they can literally jump back and forth at no additional cost.
How does membership work then? I mean, do you go to one class a week, or are you going every day and you kind of decide where I want to go today? How does the membership, what do memberships look like?
So the memberships are all unlimited options. So the beauty of it is you could literally go, this is crazy, but you can come 5 times a day if you want, or you can literally go 3 times a week. It's totally up to you. We also don't ask that our people pre-register for the class, so it makes it a little different than other boutique gyms where you have to actually pre-register for that time slot, and then if you don't show, you get charged.
So you're saying you don't pre-register?
We don't. You just show up. You literally show up, you check in, you get your workout on, and that's it.
Have you had times where the weather may have been bad and you had one person show up?
I have, yes.
Or
we've had that
no
before.
People show up sometimes?
Yeah, it's rare that we get no one, actually, which is really surprising as we start our business. But we have had, like last night, it was pouring down rain. We were at Gwinnett Church. We had a covered area, and we had about 10 people out there working out, even though it was literally pouring down rain at the time of the class.
Yeah. Well, again, it makes you tougher.
That's right.
Just like the old Saturday Night Live skit. You don't want to be no girly man.
That's right.
You want to be, get out there and just fight the elements.
That's right.
You can use that to motivate your class if you want.
Is that what I want? Okay.
Yeah. So you're here on the Voice of Business podcast, and this is the Gwinnett Chamber's monthly show. You are a member, obviously, of the Chamber, else I'd be talking to dead air right now. So I know you're a member, but you're also a Chairman's Club member. Mm-hmm. How is that working out for you? What benefits have you seen from the Chairman's Club?
So what's been really great is I feel like we've gotten a little bit more special attention, and that sounds silly, but we've actually gotten it's very personalized towards us. Hey, come have a meeting with me, and I want to talk about all the events that you should be going to. I was in a chamber in Houston. I was in a chamber in the Dallas area in Texas as well, and we've never had such personalized service through a chamber, which is actually really unique, and we've actually never seen such a great chamber. It's very involved. Everyone's involved, and not to mention our biggest thing, like I said, is word of mouth and community. Community is huge for us, and without the chamber, I feel like we wouldn't be where we are right now.
It is one of the best chambers in the country. And you and I are not saying this only because 3 chamber employees are sitting right behind us.
No.
Yeah, exactly. How do you plan to grow the business? Where do you see yourself in 5 years? How big do you want this to get?
Oh, we will get very big. If I could show you a map right now of the locations in Dallas, I could tell you that there are, currently in Atlanta, we have 100 locations. In Dallas, we have 4,000. Okay, so when I say that we spread, I mean that we will literally be like Starbucks in the fact that every at least mile there will be another location of Camp Gladiator, and it offers all different days, all different times. So we will explode all over Atlanta, so you just keep looking for us because we will be in your back neighborhood.
Kind of a funny question here, but just out of curiosity, the local hockey team?
Yeah, the Gladiators.
Did they reach out and go, hey, wait a minute here, we're the Gladiators, you can't use Camp Gladiator?
They haven't yet, but I do want to get involved with them because I think it would be fun to kind of play on that. I mean, it's kind of unique, and not to mention our colors are black and red. Okay, so if it could be any more Georgia specific, it's really great. So
great. Sounds like you're having a real great time with this. Having a lot of fun.
Absolutely.
For folks that would like to find out more information and become members or learn more about what you do, where can they get that information?
If they want to go, campgladiator.com, campgladiator.com. And like I said, you can also download the Camp Gladiator app. It's totally free. You just download it, enter your name, your basic information, and then you can see all the locations Atlanta-wide.
Great. McKenzie Lamb, Camp Gladiator. Great stuff. Thank you so much for joining us. Before we go on to our next guest, I want to do a shout out for one of our partners here on the program. 101 Bagel Cafe in downtown Duluth offers boiled and baked New York style bagels and iced coffee served on tap with their signature ice cubes. They go beyond the bagel, offering lunch, baked treats, and catering. After you eat the delicious food there, you got to go to Camp Gladiator and work it off. The welcoming cafe is perfect to gather for games or private events. Visit 101bagelcafe.com. Franchising opportunities are available. Joining us now is the best-dressed man in radio, Rene Alegria with Mundo Hispanico. Rene, welcome to the program.
Thank you for having me. Thank you.
You're looking good. Did they tell you it was a TV show or something?
I feel good. No, I'm a Thai guy. How uncool is that? Can I say one thing, though? I was a huge American Gladiator fan as a kid, and the woman who won wearing a bridal veil, like I remember it distinctly. See? So there you go.
And that was your lady. You said she was a little crazy.
I can't believe it. Like I was going there with Blaze and Nitro and everyone.
Right. Very cool. All right, Mundo Hispanico.
Yep.
Tell us about your company and what you do.
Sure. Mundo Hispanico has actually been a part of the Georgia community for now 40 years. It started out as a local Spanish language newspaper in Atlanta. It grew to be the largest Spanish language newspaper in the Southeast. In 2005, it was acquired by.
Congratulations, by the way.
It's not my doing. Not my doing. I'm rather new to the Mundo family, but I'll get to that in a second. Cox Media acquired the newspaper in 2005, and in 2015, Cox Media decided to try to grow, to turn Mundo into a digital company. So they threw some content out there, and it really struck a chord enough so that they invested into creating the Mundo Hispanico digital platform. We acquired the company in 2018. So under new ownership management, we are now the largest Spanish language independent media company in the USA, based here in Atlanta, in Gwinnett, in the surrounding area. So I'm happy to say that we've grown it in the year and a half since we've owned it, and it certainly is continues to be a cornerstone of the local community through print. I mean, as we know, print is going through a bit of a rough time. The fact that the newspaper is even thriving like it is a testament to not only the community's response to what we've been doing for so long, but how we've been able to tap that vein and really make it grow. The digital, we reach about 14 million uniques a month on our website. Generate about 50 million page views, so just really happy about the sheer power that we have with that machine. But also in social, we have about 8.3 million Facebook fans, which are incredibly active. We're actually a partner of Facebook because of the high engagement that our users had with our pages. So we're always called up to New York to present what we're doing, because we're always, doing something crazy, those folks in Georgia, which I'm proud of. I'm proud of. You're utilizing it in very creative ways, and so they're rolling out beta products and testing our platform. So through the paper, through the digital platform, through social, we're really able to fan out nationally and hyper locally. Yeah. So it's a little bit about Mundo and how we've grown and how we're now minority owned, which I think makes a big difference in the authenticity of a media company. We really know our user. It's not just a demo that we read from a marketing firm that we paid to consult for us. It is us, and I think that really makes a difference.
Well, you couldn't be in a better area. Atlanta's an international city.
Right.
Gwinnett County so diverse, and
Right.
the Hispanic population is so large here.
Yep,
So
yep.
you've got that audience right there. And I did fail to mention that you're the CEO and president. So
I am.
You are
Yes.
the big dog
With-
here that
with
we're
the
talking
tie.
with.
Wearing a tie, folks.
You are dressed like
Yeah.
a CEO and president. So, what is
Nerd
what-
alert.
The one is as far as the local edition.
Yeah.
If we can, Rene. I mean, what is it? Just a Gwinnett type? Is it all of Metro Atlanta? How does it break down?
Sure, it is all of Metro Atlanta, but our growth area is in Gwinnett. The Hispanic population in Atlanta is moving north, and so it's really contributing to what is, I think, an incredible opportunity for Gwinnett, which is how diverse the county is. There's so many things that have surprised me as I'm new to Georgia, and Gwinnett has been one of them. Where I'll be in a Starbucks in Gwinnett, and I've lived pretty much my entire adult life in New York City. I am in a Starbucks in Gwinnett, and I'm like, oh my God, I'm in Queens.
Yeah.
There's there's Asians and Hispanics and African Americans and Caucasians, and there's a circus troupe in the corner. Like, it's crazy.
And you'll hear some Brooklyn
you know,
accents and things like that. I mean, it's
it really surprised me.
nobody's from Atlanta. You know that.
Well, I've realized that. But everyone makes each other feel so at home, so I feel like that's a good thing. But the diversity here really rather surprised me. So I thought, wow, what not only is Gwinnett, and as exhibited by the folks at the chamber, so business friendly, but I feel like, okay, the diversity in Gwinnett, as also exhibited by members of like myself or our platform in Mundo, can really help put Gwinnett into a different level nationally in terms of just focusing on, okay, there really is something special here. So I'm just excited to be able to contribute to that and to beam that out to the rest of the country.
Now, Rene, how long have you been in charge there?
2018, September.
So it's been fairly new.
Yeah.
You were part of the company that took over or
Correct.
purchased. What has surprised you? Maybe, I mean, you obviously knew you were in a great area and the market was there, but what has surprised you? Something that you did not expect now that you're doing the day-to-day operations as the president and CEO?
Of the company itself, or just Georgia?
The Georgia and Gwinnett County? Something that you did not see coming or a little surprised about?
I did not see my adopting the word y'all so quickly. That is something that I find incredibly...
So you're bilingual.
Yeah, I'm trilingual, right? I'm trilingual. I speak y'all, which I think is a perfect word. Like, the rest of the country needs to understand how great that word is.
Because up where you're from, it was use guys.
Right. I think that the caliber of talent of the folks at Mundo, we acquired the company, right? So we believed in it and the folks in it entirely. But still, every day kind of astounds me as to how they're able to move and mobilize and cover and fan out. I mean, working in media is a tough business, and it's an exhausting business. And when you overlay a paper and a print media industry that folks are just writing off, and then a digital media industry that is frankly a 24/7 always on type endeavor, you really have to have folks that care about what they do, that are passionate about what they do. They don't disconnect. So I think what has surprised me is that they don't let up, and I love that. Mm-hmm. As the CEO working with folks that I know tell me, I got this, Rene. And I love hearing that, because they do. They have it. And so I don't want to say that shocks me, surprises me, but it's something that I every day wake up and know that, okay, if we can just show the rest of the country of the caliber of talent and the partnerships that we can create in Atlanta and in Georgia to the rest of the Hispanic world, I mean, folks would be moving here, in droves. So that's something that, again, not surprises me, but more so makes me know that, yes, we did the right thing. Mm-hmm. The company is thriving. The level of talent is high, and the future is incredibly bright given the folks that run Gwinnett County.
I want to ask you about the future as we talk with Rene Alegria. He's the president and CEO of Mundo Hispanico, and you're listening to the Voice of Business podcast, the Gwinnett Chamber's monthly radio show here on Business RadioX. I do want to ask you about the future, where you see yourself in 5 years, because you're in the print media, and we always hear print is going away and everything's becoming electronic, and you're also in the digital media. You've expanded, obviously, into that. Talk about where you see the print side going, and then where do you want to be in 5 years?
Sure. I mean, the digital is you know, that ship has sailed, right? I mean, we're just going to keep growing, and as the technology evolves into, you know, what we just don't know it will be, and even next year, you know, you just have to keep up with it. And again, the talented folks that I work with are you know, they embrace technology, fold it into content creation, understand what our user wants, hit it hard and fast, and we're able to move at a speed that larger media companies cannot. So we're pretty much first a lot of the time. So we got digital covered. As broadcast turns into digital, and as OTT comes around, which is streaming, Netflix, Roku, etc., you're seeing the early days of the streaming wars now, right? And so we're all feeling it. We will be evolving into all of that. And so later this year, we're going to, you know, debut our OTT offerings. We're going to have channels on Roku, et cetera, et cetera. So it's an exciting time for us as we come from digital into that like faux broadcast with a digital overlay, but we move faster than a broadcast going into the same territory. So, you know, we have a lot of advantages. As for the print, I mean, I am really excited about this. I think that, you know, as, again, folks are just writing print off. You see, you know, headlines of like McClatchy filing for bankruptcy last week.
Right.
But they built media companies of the last century, you know. I mean, they were not sustainable in our 21st century way of working and way that we move. I mean, the gig economy has changed how people live, how they consume media, how we run a company. We run it a lot leaner than, say, one would in staffing thousands of people to, you know, do a job or jobs that can be done by a lot less, and integrate that and weave that with systems that we know are more effective. So print will evolve into something different, but it will evolve under the right leadership. If we're trying to keep print the way it was in 1977 or 85 or 93, it's not going to work.
Even 2000. And it's changing so quickly.
Yeah, even to that. And it's not working. And that's obviously, you see that. But print today can be a utilitarian medium. We just have to run it smartly. We have to know our audience. We have to see it as another gateway that businesses have to an entire market. And we have to have users connect to that periodical in a way that is different from digital. So, you know, we redesigned the paper. It looks fresh. You know, we're doing a lot. The readership is just as high. The pickup rate is incredible. So we know we're on the right track. And we're alive. So we just start there, right, with the print. So I'm very optimistic. I mean, obviously, I'm a glass half full kind of guy, but I think almost the retro way of having print on a table speaks to a generation that looks at digital, looks at television, looks at other forms of media a bit skeptically, like they're being fed information that they don't even know is real. When it's on, you know, on your kitchen table, and you see it, you can actually like spend some time with it. And I think that right there is a different way of having media evolve into how we daily consume it. So it'll be around. It'll be around.
Yeah, and the fact that you're continuing to gain readership and so forth means you're doing the right things. So let's talk about your membership with the Gwinnett Chamber of Commerce. You're a Chairman's Club member,
right?
I understand. How can a partnership with the Gwinnett Chamber enhance a company's exposure, and how has it helped your exposure?
Sure. Well, it has in so many ways, and I just joined, really. I mean, it's the folks on the chamber have been so welcoming. I can't speak. I feel like I'm kind of new in town, a year now, and it's been like my apartment and the office, and that's it. But the folks at the chamber kind of make me feel like, okay, I have some friends there, like, oh my God, they're my friends in Georgia, which is a little nerdy, yes, but true. And I feel like they do that with everyone, and they make anyone feel at home, without really obscuring the reason why we're all in the room together, to connect with other businesses, to make sure that we're growing our businesses. And so, I feel like while I've been in one of those ballrooms or one of those meeting rooms, folks have taken me by the elbow and have had me meet someone that they think that I should know, in a way that just feels so genteel. And it's all to grow the business. And I mean, I've just joined. So I'm on the advisory board now. I feel like, okay, we can make a difference in showing how diverse Gwinnett is, and make businesses like Mundo's. There's a ton of Hispanic-centric businesses in Gwinnett and in Georgia, but they aren't necessarily inclusive and feel included in the general market way of how things run. And so I see us, Mundo, myself, as helping to connect this world, my world, with what is there. And that's the chamber, and that's all things general market. So I'm seeing a win-win all around.
I think we should just end on that. I can't top that. For those that would like to find out more about Mundo Hispanico, where can they find your copies? Where can they read all about it? Where can they catch the latest news?
Sure. Well, if you read Spanish, the website is mundohispanico.com. We're distributed all over the place, so you'll find us somewhere. And in Gwinnett, we're looking at new distribution centers, so that's where we're growing. Again, we're following our population. You can email us at growyourbusiness@mundohispanico.com, and from there we can sit down with you. Basically a consultation about what your needs are. If you don't tap into the Hispanic market or community, you're not going to be growing your business as effectively as you need to.
I was going to say, even if you're not a Spanish or Hispanic business, if you want to get into that community.
Oh yeah, there's a ton of dollars in the Hispanic community, and we're spenders, and
and you're loyal and faithful.
Very much so.
If you buy into something, you're there for life.
You can't get rid of us. You can't get rid of it. There goes the neighborhood, right? So if you show some interest in our community and tap into us that way, we will be your customer and client for a couple generations, probably.
Yep, I agree wholeheartedly. Well, great to meet you.
Thank you
for coming on and talking all about Mundo Hispanico. Rene Alegria, the president and CEO. Continued success, thanks for joining us on the program.
Thank you very much.
And also a thanks to McKenzie Lamb with Camp Gladiator for her time as well. A reminder that you can listen to the show anytime you want. Just go to businessradiox.com and select the Gwinnett studio, and then click on the Voice of Business podcast. And also you're going to be able to find the show on all of your favorite podcast apps out there. So much like Rene, you can't get away from us. We're going to be all over the place. Again, thanks to our guests, thanks to our listeners, thanks to Amanda for putting us on the air, and thanks to the great chamber staff for all their help behind the scenes. Until next time, Mike Salmon saying so long from the Voice of Business podcast here on Business Radio X.